Earlier this week, Mark Dupree, Kansas City, Kansas native, was sworn in as the newly elected district attorney of Wyandotte County.
So you can probably guess where his choice might be located.
Producer videographer Dave Burkhart takes you to a year-round waterworks at the Legends.
This is my favorite fountain because it's out in the Legends and it's close to where I live. The number one reason is because my children love it. My children absolutely love it. They're 4, 5, 6, and 7. And when they see the water shooting up 50 and 60 feet in the air, I tend to turn around and they're running toward the fountain and away from me. In my field, I deal with a lot of intense, legal, wonderful issues. But then I can come out here and I can just forget about everything that I'm dealing with, everything that's going on, and literally just listen to the water. And that's what water does. That's why I'm glad it's just not a normal fountain, right? Water is that thing that connects and that is vibrant and connects in every person and every lifestyle. Throughout the year, this fountain keeps going. It doesn't stop, and I like that because that's what Wyandotte does. We keep going, and we are a community. Can you tell I'm biased? Can you tell I love Wyandotte County? I love this fountain because it's not just beautiful, but it's actually making change for the good. And what is it? It's an organization that allows nonprofit organizations to literally come and scoop all of the funds that's in the water, and it's given to nonprofit organizations. And in the last year, they've given $5,000 worth of change that's been scooped out of here to 5 different organizations. I've never seen a Christmas tree in a fountain until I seen it here. During the Christmas time, the top tier, the water is taken down, but then there's this tree that's erected, and it's beautiful lights, but the second tier water is still shooting around it. It's almost like harmony comes to pass between the lights, the water, and the holiday season. And it really is a connecting feel amongst everyone that's out here.